All right. Hey, Facebook again. So I'm back at here with you. Wow, back at here with you. That's a great phrase I just made up. With some PowerPoint and bass guitar. So today, let me see if I can. Yep, here we go. All right, so we're talking about bass, arpeggios, shapes, and stuff. Because thinking about shapes helps us. So this is a fretboard. Hey, just like last time. Here are the dots, and here's some notes. So for bass, we got E, A, D, G. Those are the notes for the corresponding strings, starting with E being the lowest, and then G being the highest. Those are our anchor notes. So go ahead and memorize those really quickly. 3, 2, 1. You got it. All right, cool. We're moving on. What's an arpeggios? Wow, great typo, Jake. I guess I fail at the PowerPoint thing. Okay, so arpeggios, they are chords, basically, played separately. And a chord is 3 notes or more played out. What are chords? Well, I guess I just kind of answered that. So we have 3 notes played together. Right now we're just talking about major and minor chords. Of course, we can get more complex than that, but pretty much everything is going to be based on these 2 concepts, either a major or a minor chord. We can get into augmented and diminished chords, and then flat fifths and sharp 11s, but we don't need to go there right now. For most songs, major and minor, these are sufficient concepts. This is a staff. I know that's a treble clef, but the reason I have it there is because that was the only thing that was in the program. I'm just using what's in PowerPoint. I guess this isn't PowerPoint. This is Keynote. And this is the musical alphabet minus the sharps and flats right now. So that's C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Wherever you start, it's just going to go up 7 notes, and the 8th note is going to be the same note as the starting pitch. So in the key of C, if I don't care if you memorize where these notes are. This isn't really what this is for. We're not learning how to read the treble clef right now. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. The concept that I'd really like to get through is, so this is how a chord looks on the staff. What's helpful, at least visually for me, to see it this way is we're skipping a note every note, basically. We're skipping notes to build up the chord. So if you see where the F is and the A is, that's where those 2 dots are. And then, yeah, C is going to be there. So all chords are pretty much built this way, and all as in this is the normal chords that you use in pop music or worship music. So we're just skipping on the alphabet. F, A, C. This is an arpeggio, so we're just, again, we're separating out the notes, so we're not playing them at the same time. A chord normally is all of the notes at the same time. At least that's how to think about it. And an arpeggio is separating out the notes. For bass, we're not normally playing multiple notes at once. Sometimes it happens, but not too often. And so in this context, a chord will be spelled out with each note at a time. So, and luckily they did have a keyboard on the on the program as well. So I just made that really big to help us see things along. So a C major on the bass, and really this shape works out on whatever string you want to start on, except for G because there's no string below it. But if you kind of imagine that triangle. See, if you're starting on the A string, that 3rd fret in, that is a C note. And then you have the corresponding note on the C on the piano there. And then you have your E and your G. The thing to really note about this is the distances. So when you're the first pitch that you're starting on, that's your primary note for the chord. And then you go up 2 full steps, or that works out to be 4 half steps. On the piano, you see that the next dot is going to be the E there, and then you're going to go a full step and a half to get to the next note. So that works out to be 3 half steps, and that's a little bit easier to see on the bass. On the D string, you have that dot on the 2nd fret, and then if you count up 3 half steps, and each fret is a half step, that is going to be your minor third. So the way that you would say that is a major chord is built up by a major third and then a minor third after that. So whenever you see that shape on the bass, kind of that diagonal from lower string to higher string, that's a major third. And then likewise, if you're playing a minor chord, that same shape but extended by 1 fret further is going to be a minor third. Now that's actually pretty difficult to play. You can if you want, but I prefer to play it this way. So we're just taking the same note and we're going to move it on the A string. And that'll fit into your hands a little bit more nicely. So again, there it is right there. So there's that half step difference that is shown there. But it's just easier to play that way. So again, that's your minor third is at the front end now. So from C to E flat, that's 3 half steps. And then another fun thing to look at, even if you're playing a major chord, see how that the first note and the last note, they don't move. It's just that one there. So the 5th stays the same. A 5th is going to be that C to G, and that is, well, I always forget how many half steps. It's hard to count half steps. Well, let's do it anyways. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 half steps. But either way, if you can imagine that shape on the bass, it's always going to be that 5th. Yay! So that was it. That's pretty much all I had for today. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. I'd love to talk about music theory or whatever. And yeah, talk to you guys later.